imagine any of this unless they've lived it, Glenn. Go write your article about the government breaking laws, and then they'll back off. I mean, you can't imagine how much money they've spent trying to silence good people who have put their lives on the line to stop the war, to fight for change.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Things have got to change.
How many stations does this go out?
You've got to get mad.
67. I know it goes to Louisville and Atlanta.
I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, and say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Just get up from your chairs right now. Go to
Where are you going? I want to see if anybody's yelling.
Open it and stick your head out and yell and keep yelling. I'm mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
I'm mad as hell. I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm mad as hell. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna
take it anymore.
We are here to proclaim the death of money and the birth of a new society.
He goaded the brokers into scrambling for money. It was an image that said it all. Greed rules.
Companies that produce napalm and your stock goes up. That napalm burns the skin off of children. You're not fighting this war to save democracy. You're fighting it to save the stock exchange.
It was crazy and joyous, and behind all the fun were serious political ideas about the distribution of wealth.
This is not a psychotic episode. This is a cleansing moment of clarity. I'm imbued, Max. I'm imbued with some special spirit. It's not a religious feeling at all. It's a shocking eruption of great electrical energy. I feel vivid and flashing as if suddenly I'd been plugged into some great electromagnetic field. I feel connected to all living things, to flowers, birds, all the animals of the world. And even to some great, unseen, living force, what I think the Hindus call prana. It is not a breakdown. I've never felt more orderly in my life. It is a shattering and beautiful sensation. It is the exalted flow of the space-time continuum, save that it is spaceless and timeless and of such loveliness. I feel on the verge of some great, ultimate truth.
It's about a whole way of life. It's about a person's hair, or the way that they dress, or the sexuality that's on trial here. It's freedom that's on trial here. The government says that I'm un-American. I'm not un-American. I'm an outlaw in my own country. Just like my brothers here on the wall. People seem to forget that they started a revolution. Thomas Jefferson called for a revolution every 10 years just to keep the government in line. And sweet George Washington, well, he grew pot, Your Honor. I don't think either of them would be proud of what's been happening in this courtroom. I think that they'd be ashamed of what you're doing to their country. Abraham Lincoln said, when the people shall grow weary of the constitutional right to amend the government, they shall exert their revolutionary right to overthrow it. Now, if Abraham Lincoln had made that speech in Lincoln Park, he'd be right here on trial in this courtroom.
We find the defendants guilty.
Good morning, women and men of the jury. At 50, I am obviously the oldest, reluctantly the oldest, member of these student defendants. This trial is about questioning the acts of the most powerful agency in our government, the CIA. And please believe me when I tell you, I know personally how dangerous it is when the government lies. All we're asking here is that the government not lie to us. We don't think that's asking a lot. I've been asking that same thing since I was a young man. The 60s. No matter what people think about the 60s, they know that young people were out in the streets taking on the most powerful government in the world. And we didn't win every battle. But think about what we did accomplish. Apartheid was driven out of America. We ended legal segregation. We ended the idea that you could send 1 million soldiers 10,000 miles away to fight some evil, unjust war. We ended the idea that women are second-class citizens. I mean, we were reckless, we were silly, arrogant, and headstrong. We were right. And we didn't mind saying so. My government has been trying to silence me my whole life. I don't know what it is about my ideas that are so dangerous. But I say to you, you young people, and to you, my son here, it's always the young that make change. You don't get these kind of ideas when you're middle-aged. The young have daring, creativity, and energy. They have impatience. So you take your young legs and your eagerness and your natural feelings for justice and peace and a better deal for our planet, and you go out and you make tomorrow better than it is today. You go out and you save your country. It's your turn now.